Welcome to Compliance Shorts by Lex Comply. Today we are again here on talking on very some interesting topics. So we have Jaya today. Jaya is a certified POSH trainer and founder of Avabodha Advisory. And today Jaya is going to guide us on some of the myths or I would say incorrect practices on POSH compliances, which I think most of the group companies and companies having larger setup are facing with. So welcome, Jaya. Welcome to Compliance Shorts.
Thank you, Gaurav. Uh, yes, I won't say totally myths, but yes, certain practices which may not be aligned pan-India basis, but I think so. Hopefully, I am able to do justice with the little bit clarification what I can intend to give.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah.
So we are very sure of. So Jaya, very basic two questions. So can we file a consolidated annual return for group companies together, or if in an entity there are multiple locations pan India,
Hmm. Hmm.
and those locations also have to file a return. So can we file consolidated return from our headquarters or corporate office wherein we are filing or processing all the payroll? The second part of it is from the advisory perspective, because another challenge that most of the corporates feel that while they have multiple locations, 400, 500 locations, maybe warehouses, branches, schools, now, how to solve that problem of local ICC? Because the problem for them is that they do
Hmm.
not have so many members to manage and so many ICCs. So this is the two specific pointers I would like to have your inputs. So over to you,
Yeah.
Jaya.
Thank you, Gaurav. Uh, there are two basically questions which I would like to join the dots and then answer it in one go itself. In case if there is a group company, definitely the law is very clear since from the very beginning that one company and one location. The location wise or the unit wise or the administrative unit or the branch office or the registered office, the law has been very much clear from day one, stating that one location, one IC, in case if there are at that particular location, there are 10 or more than 10 employees. Okay, so that needs to be analyzed when and from the advisory perspective, or when an external member or an in-house analysis is being done. First of all, whether how the implementation of the POSH and the internal committee is supposed to be done. Now, definitely, there if there are multiple locations, as you said, the IC, the you want me to first answer on the return perspective, or how you want to constitute the IC? Okay. So on the
So,
yeah, tell me about.
sorry, the way you want it, that's fine.
Okay. Returns I'll come to secondary, but first will be because that's an annual compliance, what needs to be done. The very first aspect is the constitution of the IC. In such scenarios whereby we have clients whereby they have multiple locations pan-India basis, so an apex or a zone or centralized committee could be formed whereby it's there located in the central or the zonal aspects of that particular state or particular location, and amongst that committee, for example, for instance, if I have multiple locations, say in Mumbai, Bangalore, or maybe somewhere in Northeast or North, out there, while constituting the IC, the presiding officer in case can be kept, a common person who comes from the apex or the central committee, and the apex committee or the zonal committee, and the remaining two employees can be from that location. There's a reason why I'm saying that, because in case if it's somewhere in south, or maybe whereby a language may be barrier or communication may be barrier, in that scenario, that employee who is already there on the IC can act as a, because the at the end of the day, it's not just forming the committee or just a tick box compliance, but the thing is how you implement it in case if any complaint comes to that IC committee. So language may be a barrier, communication may be a barrier. So it's advisable in that scenario that the two employees from that local location or from that unit can be made a part of that IC, and for that particular unit aspect. And also it may, for example, if you said there are multiple locations, say be 100 or 200 locations, there might be scenario whereby in every location, because IC will be applicable under what circumstances when 10 or more than 10 employees are getting triggered. So in that
Right.
location also, the first analysis will be whether the IC needs to be formed there, or whether the central IC will work in that scenario in case if there is no IC. So that analysis would be required to be done. And if you want to have a proper apex committee and whereby the local employees can be made a part of that committee unit wise, that will do the job. And the very purpose of accomplishing the IC would be done. Coming to your second question with regards to the centralized or the consolidated returns, it is not advisable because the law is again also very clear. Whatever your IC, I mean the location or whereby the IC is being constituted. And to that respect, district officers, the report has to be submitted. The annual report has to be submitted. So it cannot be centralized or consolidated returns. It's not advisable.
Thanks, Jay. I
Hope.
think you have answered the questions quite comprehensively and in a very simplistic manner. So just to summarize, when we talk
Hmm.
about ICC, so ICC, first we have to analyze whether that location needs to have its local ICC or not. If that employees
Yes.
count is 10 or more, then you need to have
Yes.
a local ICC. And in case you don't have all the members available, being a small branch or a warehouse or a retail shop, then you can have the right mix of apex members from the apex
Yes.
and the local,
Yes.
which may be
Yes.
any numbers practically.
Yes.
Second part
Yes.
is your annual return. It has to be
Every
establishment
unit
wise,
wise.
and
Yes.
it has to be filed to the concerned district officer or the liberal department, whichever is available within that region has been prescribed.
Yes.
Perfect.
Yes.
Thank you, Jay. I think I'm sure a lot of corporates who are being having a ambiguity or needs a clarity will have a clarity from the point of view of law and also how they can structure it practically. And we look
Yes.
forward to interact with you more on the aspect of POSH. I know you have a great experience and a rich experience on that. Look forward to interact with you more. Thank you for giving your time for compliance shots.
Thank you, Gaurav. Thank you very
Thank you.
much.
Thank you.